Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
Jefferson Capital versus Reeves.
Yes, Your Honor,
Jefferson
David Bader.
Capital
David Bader
versus
representing
Reeves.
Jefferson.
And that's 20F304. Is Mr. Reeves here? Yes, you are. Mr. Reeves, I need your name. Start your video and state your name. I need another pretrial.
John Reeves.
Okay, you got to start your video though, sir. There. Now you have to unmute and state your name again, please. Unmute bottom left-hand corner of your screen.
All right, my name is John Reeves.
All right. Mr. Bader, what is your P number?
P67307.
67307?
67307, yes.
All right, Mr. Reeves. All right, what's this case about?
One thing happened. It stopped.
Hey, Your Honor, it's a credit card account. We took a judgment back in 20,000.
I just tested.
We filed a garnishment, and I don't think there's much basis to his garnishment. There's no meritorious defense.
It's not a credit card. This is DT from DTE, I guess, from like 12 years ago or something.
Oh, okay.
I was just
I
notified
see.
January 15th, 2025 from my work.
Well, sir, this has been going on for, I thought we were up for a pretrial on this. It looks like this is a hearing on objections to garnishment, right?
No, they're already garnishing my wages. Like if I would have known about it, I would have just paid them a lump sum or gave them whatever they wanted to get. You know what I mean? But I never found out anything until January 15th of last month. I have not lived at this Gibraltar Road address, 26222, since 2012, maybe 15. It says my work was notified of a 10/8 of 24, but I didn't get notified until January 15th, and then they took $307 out of my check on the 31st. So 2 weeks.
Well, let's start with this. Do you agree that you owe this debt?
I'm not even sure what it's 100% from. It says DT on here, but if it's this address, that address didn't even have occupancy. I was working on that address at that time. So
This was DTE bill that was, excuse me, that was assigned to your client, right, Mr. Bader?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then you got a judgment. The judgment was back on April the 17th of 20 for $2,098.72. So it's a DTE bill, sir.
right. I mean, I'm assuming. If they got my social security number, I'm assuming it's got to be mine. I mean, but I
How old are
never.
you?
I'm 20. I'm 41.
Well, the process server says that he personally served you
I never got personally served.
at 26222 Gibraltar Road, Apartment 1 on February 3rd of 20.
I haven't lived there, Your Honor, since 2015. Whenever this bill they said it occurred, my dad lived in the back building, and I was doing work on the front building.
He describes you on here. I'm not saying you're telling me falsehoods, but he describes you what seems to be pretty accurate. He wrote down age 37. He put in height and weight, and he kind of looks pretty accurate to me for what you would have maybe been 4 years ago. I don't want to talk about your weight online here or your height, but
Yeah,
I can tell you that it looks like he's got the age right. He said dark brown hair. That was.
I mean, it's from 5 years. I did not live there. I mean, I did not live at that address 5 years ago, and I did not get served court papers. So as soon as I got court papers, I immediately called Linda and talked to her on the phone.
All right.
As soon as I found out about it.
Hang on one second. And this is tough because it's already been 4 years since the judgment was entered. If you don't think you owe the judgment, that's one thing, but this is tough for me to say you don't owe the judgment when it's been out there for 4 or 5 years based just solely on what you're telling me when I've got a process server that says that he personally served you. I'm not saying that he isn't being untruthful, but that's the issue here. So let's get to the bottom line. Did you have a debt with DTE or didn't you?
Yes.
All right. So even if you weren't served, and I certainly don't, Mr. Craig, you're going to have to mute yourself, please. There you go. What was I saying? If you had the debt, I don't know how you're going to avoid this collection of this case to begin with. Now, I would not condone somebody not being personally served and a process server telling me on a document that he personally served somebody, but let's just focus on the fact that you probably owe the debt.
Correct.
So what do you want me to do? I mean,
I mean, if I would have got contacted and they said, hey, can you
I don't
pay
want
like
to
a
talk
lump-
about what they could have done. I want to talk about how we're going to resolve it now.
if I could
Now,
pay
I
like
can put
a lump sum of it and just be done with it instead of them, because I'm right now, they took half my hours away because the wintertime slowed down. So I can't afford
I'm
this.
not going to get in the middle of what you and Mr. Bader agreed to. So I can put you in a breakout room. You two can talk, see if you can resolve it, and then I'll call you back in. Okay, so
that'll work.
let's do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Reginald Craig versus Trentwood Condominium Association. 2403793. All right, Mr. Craig, your name?
Reginald Craig.
Do I have somebody from, is Mr. Lazinski here?
I don't see that name, Your Honor.
Well, you know what? Who's got the phone? You gotta take it out of the building. Get the phone out of the building
Take your
now.
phone out.
Out. Out.
Somebody's phone went off. You gotta take it out of here.
I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I don't know why I'm dealing with this every week. Mr. Craig, I'm going to go ahead and give you a judgment. They can file a motion to set it aside. I'm not going to babysit everybody. Go ahead. Tell me how much you think that they owe you. You say $3,500, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do they owe you $3,500?
Well, Your Honor, I have an estimate from the Rocket Express exterior doors.
I want you to assume I know nothing about the case because I don't. All I see is you filed a small claims action. It says the condo association's neglected to provide paint and caulking maintenance to the common elements attached to my unit, causing damage to my door frame.
Your Honor, I provided evidence to the court, pictures and a contract of, the estimate and a assessment of the damages, which was initiated by the association, which outlined that the damage to my door was caused by no paint and caulk maintenance. And that is part of the responsibilities of the association to take care of the common elements. And those common elements haven't been addressed since the direction of the building. They have never painted or caulked anywhere. And I've submitted pictures showing where the deterioration of caulk and paint, or lack of paint, no paint, has caused damage to property. And especially in my situation, is damage done to my property, which is outrageous, the rot from water damage. And their company, the company that they sent out, assessed it and said it was due to quote them, exterior trim and door and frame of door leading to the balcony has water damage and wood rot due to not maintaining the exterior of the door frame. Exposed wood on the frame and the exterior trim has led to the edge of the door rotting out from water exposure. And that was a report that was submitted from the company that they sent out. Once they got the report, they told me that they would not fix my door because I bought my property as is.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. Listen, Mr. Craig.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to prepare a default. I'm going to default them. And they're going to have to come forth with good cause and a meritorious defense to set aside the default. I'm not going to enter a judgment. We're going to set it for a hearing with regard to the issue of damages. So Linda, prepare a default and notice it for hearing on entry of default judgment, and you get everything ready and you can send me, I see pictures here. You said you have some estimates, right, sir?
Yes, sir. I have an
Your
estimate.
Honor, I believe they're in there too.
I submitted the estimate as well, Your Honor, from the same company that they sent out.
You know what? I'm going to ask you to, you live in Woodhaven, right?
Yes, sir.
You don't live far from here. So why don't you come in person and we will do it. We'll set a hearing on entry of default judgment. We're going to give the other side notice. I am going to enter a default today, at least, Linda, and we'll set it for a date. You want to give me that date now, Linda?
Sure. How far do you want me to go out?
2 weeks.
March? Okay.
No.
Well, Your Honor, excuse me, can I make a statement, please? I had previously. Okay.
Oh, you got a vacation or something?
Yes, sir. I had mentioned that I'm on vacation from the 3rd of March until the 11th of March.
Well, we're going to do it before then. How's that?
Yeah.
We're going to do it like on the 20th. We're going to do it on the 24th. If I do I have civil that day, Linda?
Yes, you do.
Good.
We can do it at 9 o'clock.
So prepare that default by virtue of defendant's attorney's failure to appear. Sir, come on in. It'll be easier, okay?
I'll come right now.
No, not now. Not now. No. We're going to have the hearing on the entry of default judgment on February 24th.
Oh, so you want me to appear on February 24th?
Correct. And that will be at 9 in the morning, okay?
I'll be there.
Have a great day. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, where do I have Mr. Reeves and Jefferson Capital here? 2OF304GC. Mr. Bader, your name?
Yes, Judge David Bader, P67307. I spoke to Mr. Reeves. At the present time, it was agreed that any money that has been taken should be released to the plaintiff. We're going to reduce the future garnishments to 15% per pay period. Mr. Reeves is going to contact my client to see if they could work out some type of lump sum settlement. But at the present time, we agreed to reduce it to 15%.
All right, so any monies that have already been held by the garnisher to be forwarded to the plaintiff's attorney. And then the garnishment amount will be reduced to 15% is what you're telling me per pay period, correct?
That's correct, Judge.
And you're going to prepare an order to that effect and send it right over, Mr. Bader?
You want me to email it to you?
Yes, please.
Yes, I
Mr.
will.
Reeves, do you understand that? Do you understand that and agree to those terms?
Yes.
So again, any money that's been withheld, they're getting.
Right.
They are getting. And then any further garnishments are going to be limited to 15% of your check. Do you understand and agree to that?
Correct.
Does he have your permission to sign your name to that proposed order?
Yes.
All right. So you can go ahead and sign his name to that, Mr. Bader. Send it over. I'll sign it. We'll be done. Have a great day. Anything else anybody needs to bring up? All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.